Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Wednesday night, so it's time to get back into some Cobra Kai. Let's get it. And the one we're going to get it with is the one, the only Snafu. Z, how you doing this week?
I am amazing because I got to watch a show with my boy Johnny on it. And there's a little Easter egg in this episode. I'm sure you'll bring it up, but I really want to tell you where it comes from.
Oh, can't wait to get there. Yeah, this show was every week, week in and week out. I am just not disappointed. They're bringing it all and then some. Absolutely loving the Cobra Kai this season. Is it giving it to you?
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. This one's Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 4, and this one's called bicephaly. Who knows? But bicephaly is a reference to the genetic condition that happens to a fetus in utero because the embryo doesn't split correctly or completely. So basically, it's the condition of having two heads. So at first I was like, what the hell does that mean? But now after watching the episode, it gets it, seeing as how both dojos have not one sensei, but two.
Right. For now, clearly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if either one of them's gonna end up that way, but so far that's where it's at. And it looks like the effects of last year's karate fight are still looming large in the high school. Like their science lab used to be state of the art, but now nothing that can be used as a weapon is allowed. Like that could be anything.
Speaking of, I was fucking right. He was in middle school. They weren't high schoolers. He wasn't driving.
Yeah, they. I think it was Samuel Morningstar, wasn't it, who put it in last week that they're all eighth graders. Kenny and them are eighth graders, and Daniel's kid.
See, I didn't know they were. I just said that they weren't high school. They weren't old enough to drive.
No, yeah. You said it. They confirmed that last week in the chat. They said they were in eighth grade. Absolutely. And is little Nate becoming a bully? Like they finally have someone small enough for him to pick on, and so he's going to do it. Like he even gave Kenny a little shoulder check when he walked through him in the bathroom. Like, what was that about?
He's wearing a Cobra Kai shirt.
Still though, like little Nate's got to become the bully now. He was like the smallest one out of everybody. He should be feeling it. What was that?
Know. It's the shirt, man. You're repping your allegiance, and clearly they're bad people. Why wouldn't you be a little hostile to it?
Oh, what's up, Samuel Morningstar? I see you out there. What's up, Jay Cruz? I see you. Oh, Samuel says, I hope it's the episode I'm thinking, but it might be episode 5. Uh-oh, Peter Griffin says it's going to be getting better. If it's not this one, the next one's good too. They've all been good to me. I've been loving this season.
Me too.
Then we got Daniel and Miguel seem to be coming closer, and it's definitely bothering the hell out of Johnny. Like Johnny has to know at least part of it's just Miguel wanting to impress his girlfriend's father, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. You've seen him looking at the fucking internet, like all the pictures and getting all hyped about it. It's like he finally has like someone that kind of looks up to him, and he felt like a failure as a dad his whole life, and then finally he like has a kid that he's been able to help and whatever, and then he just feels like that's being taken away from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. We're going to talk about it, but I'm on the fence like where Daniel's going with this. It's like, wait a minute. What exactly are you trying to do, man?
Dude, me too. I'm pissed.
Oh,
you already know. You watch it and you're like, Andrew's going to fucking hate that.
Oh, man, Peter Griffin, I think I'm guessing Jake Cruz binged it all in one day, too. It's tough not to, man. I tell you what, it gets harder and harder to turn off every episode. But I want to guess where it's going. And like I said, there's a couple things now where it's like I'm not sure, so it's going to be fun to see if we can guess right or not. Can't help. Yeah, I know, man. Especially Netflix, like it tries to run you into the next episode. Like you literally have to be proactive into not watching the next one.
Yeah, it used to be like you have 10 seconds, and now it's like 2 seconds, next episode.
Right? God dang, you better have the remote close.
Yeah.
How sweet was that when Dimitri accidentally hit Johnny? So Johnny like literally hangs him up and uses him as a punching bag. Like,
hilarious.
And we know how Daniel must feel about him because he didn't even try to stop him.
Right. Dimitri, it's just so funny it would happen to him. He's like, shit.
Oh, dude. Nobody likes this poor kid. Like, he's got it rough. Nobody likes poor Dimitri. It was so sad when Johnny asked Miguel over for sandwiches, and he said he was going with Daniel and Sam to eat. And then when heading to his car, he hears him call out Sensei, and he turns around just to see that he was talking to Daniel. It's like, oh.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's that kind of moment where you're like, he's kind of sad. He's going with them, and then he's like, Sensei, and he's like, yes. He gets that excitement, like, hey, he's gonna acknowledge me, but he's talking to someone else.
Brutal. Poor Johnny's heart was just crushed.
Right.
And it's still funny to see the contrast over at Cobra Kai. You have Kyler coming, talking about being all fun and positive, and his friends got free tickets to the drive-in. And then Robbie, just all Devin Downer, comes in like, yeah, I had that movie. That and the VCR are the only two things I had that proof of my dad existed. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Okay.
Kyler just kind of smoothed over it and like, so you guys want to go?
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, dude, chill.
Yeah, bring it down a notch. Read the room, man. It's like such a little whiny baby, dude. I don't know. I was crying on that one.
I get it. Like, I get it. It must be tough for him. But, dude, you don't have to bring everybody down with you.
All the time. And then Tori was pretty snippy with Robbie when he asked her about her new job, but then later we see it's only because she's pretty embarrassed by it. But
yeah, that scene got me.
Oh, God. Yeah, all the way around. We're going to talk about it. But Kenny tells him about being picked on at school, and Kreese introduces the quiver to Terry Silver. You think Silver's going to be a help? You think he's going to help the situation or make it worse?
Both. I don't know, because later in the episode, it seems like he's like, even though he came back to karate, he's like, I'm not here to like ruin people's lives. I'm here to help other kids. So I think maybe he tries to improve this situation.
Seems like maybe he's grown up a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, definitely. All in one day, binge the rewind. Of course. Yeah, I know you guys are binging that shit. At least they put a 1-inch pad around
those were probably the free cut up parts of the mattress that they were going to land on from jumping off the roof.
Just that thin ass grandma chair cushion just wrapped around him. They're all just kicking him. And then, of course, he gets kicked right in the nads. Like, oh, poor kid.
But Johnny's not paying attention.
Me too, Jake. And we're going to talk about that. Me too. That's the exact vibe I got. As soon as I saw Johnny like laying in bed like that, dude, I knew exactly what was up. I was like, then he instantly says, "This has never ever happened before." I was crying, dude.
And you know she's like heard that before. Like she's like, no. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure all women have, dude. He's like, yeah, sure. She's like, I work at a hospital. I have access to some pills. He was like, I don't need that. I'm 100% man. Like he was all that was so great.
Oh, but see, like he's not a total like jerk. He cares about things. He does care. That shows. Like he actually cares. That it bothered him enough that you could have. I mean, that would never happen to me.
Just get so worked up, like, oh, yeah, I know, sitting there laying to that beautiful woman. It's like, come on. Oh, someone tries to explain how Danny and Miguel spending time together gives them a chance to see each other more. But as usual, Johnny doesn't get it. He can only think about like how irritated he is about the situation.
Right. And we learn in the episode he kind of does have a right to be, right? Like he's not wrong.
No. But he's not 100% right either. I mean,
right.
Miguel's got to be able to do whatever he wants to do. And again, like he's got to realize that's more about impressing his girl's dad than just trying to hang out with somebody besides you.
Right.
That was so great when Carmen says like how great Tom Cruise was in Top Gun, but of course Johnny like sees the whole other side of it. He's like how Iceman was the better guy and all the reasons why, and basically this whole show in a nutshell, like contrasting how like the new guy comes in all cocky, even got his wingman killed, not cool. Like
yeah,
so amazing.
You can't call yourself a maverick. This is what I knew you were going to talk about, and this is an Easter egg to How I Met Your Mother. Where in How I Met Your Mother, Barney thinks that Johnny is the good guy in Karate Kid. That's like a whole long-standing joke in How I Met Your Mother is that he believes that Johnny's the good guy and Daniel's the bad guy.
Nice. Yeah, I've never seen that series, but that's amazing. But I mean, it's almost like I love the parody and the contrast about how like Top Gun's kind of the same as like Karate Kid. You know, you got the best out there, the champion, Iceman, nobody's better. Then you get this cocky new kid that comes in and gets the girl and thinks he's the hot stuff. And he's like, he didn't even make it to the top academy. I was just dying. Like everything about that was so, but it's so Johnny, like how he would see the whole other side of something. Like the
Right.
same way, exactly the same way how you show like Johnny is the hero and Ralph is the bad guy. Like he just turned that into Top Gun. I thought that was amazing.
Right.
And Carmen doesn't even know, like, she's like, how can telling Miguel makes things worse? But Johnny remembers like how he felt when his mom told him he was going to have a new stepdad, and he doesn't want Miguel thinking that way about him.
Right. And it's just great to show that he cares. Like he understands. He's like, she might think it's going to be easy or it's just a little weird. Johnny knows. He's been there.
Yeah, he's lived it. Exactly. And then, of course, we see Miguel fixing his mom's car saying, cool, now she can go out on dates again. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have fixed it. So we already know this is going to become a problem, right?
And Daniel makes it worse by what is the example he gives? That his mom went out on a date with his teacher. And he was like embarrassed about that. Like how awkward that was. Yeah.
What's up, Fandom D saying? I see you out there. But he also saw, like, then he also kind of put a little spin on it and said, but he did give me straight A's, so that worked out. Like he got an A in his class for it. So he kind of said it was a good thing in the end, that doing that. So that's what I was like. That's one of the things I'm on the fence was like he's like trying to say like, yeah, it was weird with my mom too, but in the end it worked out. I got straight A's, so it's not all bad. Or is he like agreeing and being like, yeah, it's kind of weird and that sucks when your mom dates somebody that you know?
Right. And they would, like, Daniel would know, right? About Johnny and Carmen. I wouldn't even, why would he say something? Because he probably knows about that. That's what I mean. Like, why even bring that up? Exactly. You don't need to say it worked out. Like, even if he was trying to spin it, like, but I got straight A's. Dude, Johnny is literally like a dad to this kid. You don't need to fluff it up any. Like,
exactly. You have a son already. Why are you trying to impede on this man's situation?
Right.
Yeah,
and awesome. If I get real mad about that when he's like, okay, now you drive. I'm like, are you fucking
that?
I was so mad. I was like, he obviously knows this is like Johnny has done all this shit for him. You can't let Johnny teach him to drive the fucking car. I was so mad about this. I'm like, why would he do that? Why would he do that?
Exactly. Where's that coming from? You know that's a huge thing. It's like, what exactly are you trying to do? And then he even starts talking about, I didn't have a dad either, but Mr. Miyagi stepped in, and I hope somebody can step in and fill that role for you. So I'm like, again, is he trying to spin Johnny in a way like Johnny could be that guy, or is he trying to step in and do it? Like I was on the fence what was happening there.
Right. He should recognize that he has that. Johnny turned him into a champion. He should realize your student paralyzed this kid, and Johnny taught him to fucking walk again.
Exactly.
How about that?
The doctors couldn't even get him up and going. It was Johnny that pushed him to get up and go. So, I mean, maybe he would have eventually, maybe he wouldn't have. You never know. But it was Johnny that gave him that. So, yeah, what the hell are you doing, Danielson? That just makes no sense. He was trying to have a Miyagi moment. Yeah, he sure the hell was. That was messed up. That's Johnny's spot, and he knows better. But then when they flashed to that dressing room, like Jake was just saying, dude, I totally thought that they were gonna make Tori get on the pole, dude. I was dying.
Me too. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then the dude came in and like made it worse. He was all creepy. Like I was like, "God damn,
dude!" And she had already said that the guy's totally creepy, and you see that, and the girls are all up with their bras and doing all this extra makeup. He tells her to put more red on the lips. I was like, dude, she's heading to the pole. No, they're not doing this to put that poor little girl. But yeah, it was funny. I was dying. So it looks like we're all on the same mind frame with that one.
Yeah, I was cracking up because when he came out, I'm like, dang, she became a stripper. And then like the dude comes in and he's like, dang, she became a stripper at a dirty club. Like that's what my immediate thought was. That was funny.
No, you just gotta have the drive, fandom. You don't need a degree. You just gotta have somebody that's got that won't take no for an answer in them.
Right.
Oh, Johnny was that man. That would have been too much. I agree. Like I was like, no, they're not doing this to this girl. That was killing me. I was like, what? Can you say mortified though? I almost felt bad for Tori when she was on stage and saw Sam and Amanda in the crowd. Like, can you imagine?
This is literally the only time I've ever had a problem with Amanda, like in the show. This one scenario. Like she, as they go, and Tori's obviously taking advantage. Sam's taking advantage of this situation. Like, why does Amanda not step in and be like, you need to freaking chill? Like, I get it, all this stuff happened, but Amanda's aware of the situation. She
No,
should be
yeah.
like, this is her job, and you are putting her job at risk, like her family at risk, because you have a grudge. That's cool, have a grudge, but don't do it at her work. You need to learn to be an adult.
Yeah, Phantom, I need to go back and rewatch. I keep saying I'm going to watch Karate Kid 3, and I haven't done it yet because I know there's a bunch I've forgotten about there that Terry Silver does. And now that he's back, I definitely got to rewatch that Karate Kid 3. Oh, first time I was upset with Sam. Yeah, I don't know. This was not the first time I was upset with her, but this is another one of those times I was like, you spoiled little brat. Like, stop. Like, I get it. Stop.
But to me, she did. I mean, I understand from Sam's perspective. I'm not mad at Sam for being a child. I'm mad at Amanda for not saying, hey, you are being a child. Like, you need to learn to be an adult.
And yeah, Tori even tells her when she goes out to help. And I mean, I don't know, did Amanda overstep? But she goes out there and says, like, she's like, well, why don't you tell your daughter? And she's like, oh, I'm going to, but you need to realize the whole world's not against you. But I mean, from her shoes, it kind of seems like it is.
Right. And it's tough. It's got to be tough for Tori that Sam has everything going for her. And, Tori has to work every bit just to, like, even get by. So,
and Sam decides to take both boys that Tori was like. So Tori has nothing. It's like, you spoiled little brat. You already have everything, and you're gonna, like, you can't even choose. Like, you go with one, so I try to pick the other one, and now you try to go with him too. Like, ruthless. Right. I'm not a big fan of Sam.
I liked her by the end. I've kind of been against Sam most of the time, but she's redeeming herself to me. The end of this episode, I was like, yes, she kind of redeemed herself to me.
You never mess with people's money. She's like, yeah, and we're definitely going to get there. But Terry more than held his own against Robbie. Like, he's pretty spry for an old man. And I like the way, like, he picked Robbie up after knocking him down the same way Robbie picked Kenny up. Like, I just love the way they're always, like, contrasting and doing the compare with this show. But Terry told Robbie that he needs to face his fear. What do you think his fear was?
I don't know. Fucking abandonment.
I mean, he does kind of say that's, like, later to Johnny, like, that's what he was afraid of, was becoming him. But now that he thinks he's better than him, so another just kick to Johnny's nuts. So brutal. So brutal. And then you got Johnny trying to Google how to tell your student you're banging his mom. So of course all the porn sites come up. Oh, God, dude. So Johnny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That was so funny to me when he put it in. It's
like, what do you think's going to come up when you type that into the search?
He doesn't have any idea. I'm pretty sure. Like, that's the thing. Think about how good you are at Googling. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good at Googling. I could have like a degree in finding what I want, but it takes time. Like Katina, that's my wife. She can't find anything on Google. She has no idea. She's always like Johnny, typing in a full sentence. Like, you gotta get that stuff out of here.
Oh man, that is too good. Yeah, Johnny on the computer is some of the best parts of this series. And then we see, even as a kid, Johnny kept it real. Like, remember that man who took us out? He's the fat bald guy? Like, dude, it's instantly putting what his mom's like really doing right in her face. Like, even as a kid, Johnny kept it real.
Right. I can appreciate that always.
And then even as a small boy, Johnny didn't want the extravagant life. Like, he was happy with what he had. He didn't need like the new rich daddy.
Right. And that's something, like, that's an important part you learn there. It's like, hey, he wouldn't care. Like, sure, when you view something like a rich person, you're like, that would be nice. But Johnny had both perspectives. Like, by the time he became an adult, he's like, I've been a rich kid. It wasn't worth it.
Yep, exactly. He's like, he just needs the basics in life and he's happy. He doesn't need that extravagant lifestyle. And that's cool that he's like, we see that he's been like that ever since he could walk, basically. Oh, I didn't hit that. Bada boom, bada bing. Why won't you come back? How great was that callback seeing in the car when Daniel was trying to teach Miguel about 80s soft rock, the other side of things?
Oh my goodness. Like, I was like, everybody you're naming is terrible. That's all I could think.
Just like Johnny, like it was the worst part of everything.
Right? Christopher Cross. I was like, come on, man. Like, the 80s has such good music, like all around. But you picked all the worst ones, to me, in my opinion.
Oh, it was fantastic. And like we were saying, what was Daniel doing? Talking about I didn't have a dad. That doesn't mean there's nobody or somebody that can't fill that role. Like, again, is Daniel trying to fill that spot, or is he trying to help Johnny out? Like, let him know that Johnny could do that. Sure seemed like he was trying to fill that spot.
Right. And he should know, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should know. That should be a big freaking deal that Johnny taught a kid to walk again. Like, through hard work and setting his legs on fire and stuff, he taught him to walk again. But Daniel still thinks he has the best way. He would have coddled him right back into walking again.
I think Snafu's with you. Robbie's always bothered him too. Absolutely. And yeah, Johnny isn't exactly a pillar, pillar of society, but he is the man though, and he keeps it real. And in the end, it seems to work out. Like even the most ridiculous things he does and says seems to come around and be right. So he's making his way, and he's got a path. But my God,
Yeah, not everybody who wanders is lost. That's the thing. Like he's found his way. He's realized to enjoy his lot in life.
exactly. And Daniel's lessons are starting to sink in pretty quick. Like even the slowing down for a yellow light. Like is that going to hurt him in the All Valley tournament? You think? Like he won last time with Johnny's strike first mentality.
That is going to hurt him by next episode.
That's definitely going to come in and be a thing.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It hurt him. The action has already taken place, 100%. Yeah. The fact we'll talk about the sprinkler thing. Johnny's 100% right. Like, yeah. But that's gonna backfire.
It's bad, absolutely. And like I said, yeah, and a few things like, yeah, that Daniel thing. Daniel already saw like at the hockey game how his way does not always work. In a lot of ways, it does not work. Like none of it worked. Like sometimes you need some Johnny in your life.
Right.
And how shitty was Sam doing that to Tori, like I said, at work? That was just, I don't know. I thought that was amazing how Tori got her back with the kids doing the glitter bomb on her. That was so appropriate.
Right. And that was awesome. She stayed in character. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It's freaking cupcakes compared to what Sam was doing to her. She was risking her job, like pushing her to anger. So the glitter, not a big deal. Those glitter bombs were meant to be there. They were getting thrown on somebody. I don't know if you ever been to a kid's party, but that was getting thrown on somebody at some point.
The glitter was coming, absolutely. Surprised they didn't get more in there, but yeah, that was so appropriate. I so love that, the way she did that. Stayed in character and did it smart, and just, I love that. Oh, absolutely, Jake. He's like, Hawk busted Robbie's arm, gave Miguel an advantage, and then Miguel went to town on. That's what I was talking about. His opponent was already hurt, and he struck first and went right after that arm to make sure he'd win. Like he didn't think twice about it. Like that was
right.
Cobra Kai.
Right, and he didn't have to do it that way. Like he could have won. They showed pretty clearly that he could have won even if Robbie wasn't hurt. But we also saw that in the school fight. Miguel can beat Robbie. They brought it up a couple times, like, oh, Robbie won in the end. Yeah, because Miguel stopped. Like he showed mercy, and then Miguel sucker punched him.
Robbie's, yeah.
I mean, that's what I meant. Robbie sucker punch. So Miguel wins in the fight, but
yeah, exactly. And what wasn't appropriate was all those red peppers Johnny put in his dinner to manly it up, dude. That looked, oh my God, kill yourself.
What? No, no, it wasn't. He put beef jerky in it.
Was it? I thought those were red
Yeah,
peppers. I thought there was a whole
no,
bag of red peppers he put
that
in there. I was like,
was
what are you doing, dude?
that was Jack Link's beef jerky.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That makes it
Yeah,
so much better. I was like,
yeah,
dude,
manly. That's hilarious because it's like something. Imagine, I bet it's an inside thing of like, or it's meant to be like that. Like they were, this is a manwich, blah, blah. And then there was like a whole thing. You could make it more manly, and then they put hot sauce in there, and then they're like, how else? Like what else is manly? Beef jerky's manly, and then throwing beef jerky in it, like. So it's probably a whole inside joke because he does say that Miguel loves the manwich stuff.
that's pretty sick. And then, like we said, Robbie goes to his dad to tell him about his guys need to stop picking on Kenny, and as usual, this makes Johnny just feel like shit. Like, I don't know, Johnny. Usually, you want Johnny to reach out like this, a kid. You need to step up. But I was kind of with Johnny, like, yeah, I got dinner to make. Beat it. Like, I'm tired. You're getting old enough. I'm getting tired of your just whiny attitude.
Right? Go put on some black clothes and some eyeliner, you little emo. No, that's all I can think. Like he starts out mature. You're like, oh yeah, he's just like, just tell him to stop picking on the kid, and then you just like go be a jerk about it. Okay, he's like, dude, I'm just trying to help you. This guy is changing you. I'm trying to help you, and you're just spitting in my face, like
exactly. Sometimes you just got to let him grow up and be a man on his own and figure it out, I guess. But yeah, that's rough.
No, okay. It wasn't the fact that we're talking. The meat was not the issue. He said it was 4 different animals. That's why we're so confused. Like, I guess you could put turkey on it, but it'd be like turkey and chicken and pig and beef. But who puts turkey on pizza? Is that even an option? So what was the 4th meat? Or like what's the 4th animal?
Squirrel. That's incredible. The things that make you go, what really was he talking about? And how bad is Johnny going to lose it once Miguel finds out that he's dating his mom and Johnny never got a chance to tell him himself? And then if he goes off on Johnny about how Johnny's not good enough for her and she needs somebody more like Mr. LaRusso, like, dude, won't that send Johnny off the deep end?
That would, but Miguel wouldn't say that.
You don't think that's going to happen? I kind of think that's exactly how it's going to go down.
No way. No way. Dude, Miguel looks up. Think of all the stuff like Johnny, how crazy Johnny's been and all that. Like, Miguel's helped him through that. But Miguel's always seen the value in Johnny, like in certain aspects. Like, hey, he is a good person. He helped me with this. Like, sure, he's not perfect, but
Sensei Johnny is a good man. He's a great man.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I can really see him saying, like, I don't know. I can see him being hurt and saying something like that.
There's no way.
He said, oh, most animals. So, never had turkey pizza. No, and hopefully you never will. That sounds awful. Oh, man, I don't care what kind of diet you're on. But yeah, I don't know. I can really see it. I mean, yeah, you'd think that, but it's his mom, man. And he's just like, I don't know. I can see him being twisted over that and just feeling some kind of way. And why didn't you just tell me? And he's like, I tried. And yeah, like everything you say it, but you don't, you talk it, but you don't walk it. I don't know. I can just see something like that going down. You don't feel like it's going to happen like that?
No. Well, I mean, he might be like weird or like not happy with it, but he ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna be like, she needs someone like Mr. LaRusso.
Oh,
no.
I could see something like that going down. I can't wait to find out. And Tori's had it once Sam lays one on Miguel right in front of her. It looks like Tori with a Y still has some feelings for Miguel. What's going to happen with that?
I don't know, but that was wow. I felt bad for Miguel in that situation. Like, you're just used as something to annoy the other girl. Like,
exactly. And especially the way that she's looking every time she's around Robbie, like she still has feelings for Robbie. So it's like, is Miguel just your little boy toy thing now? Like, what's going to happen with that?
I don't know. They're really going to be upset when Tori and what's his name get together.
Oh, it's gonna be.
What's his name?
Who, Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, when Tori and Robbie get together, that's gonna be yeah, they're probably gonna be jealous.
Sam is very petty, and I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Dude, no, I think she's found her shit. By the end of this episode, she's like, okay. I mean, she can be petty. She's still gonna be petty, but like,
we'll find out.
I think that we'll talk about it at the end.
So, what do we think about Amanda trying to make nice with Tori? Like, is that going to work out in the end? And the way that's going, do you think Tori's going to end up needing the LaRusso's help by the end of the series?
Yes.
She'll
She'll probably ask Amanda for some sort of help.
It's kind of the way it's laying out, and she's like going to have no choice, and she's going to have to suck up her pride and actually do it. Like her mom's going to need something, or it's going to be game over. Like she's going to die or something.
Right.
So, like life or death, and she's going to have to just suck up her pride and go ask. I think that's what they're trying to get to too. And Johnny couldn't believe it when he heard Daniel was teaching Miguel how to drive, like we were talking about. Like, I don't know what hurt him most, that or hearing that Miguel loves Chicago, like, which was another just great aspect of the movies, dude. Fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to slip these old callbacks in, and I mean, what a better way to do it, dude. That was amazing. Oh, Sam has a legitimate reason to be angry, but she has no empathy. True. And she's a kid. I mean, do we need to give her a little bit of leeway? I mean, she is still a teenager.
Yeah, some of it has to be expected. Right. There is that jockeying for dominance and stuff.
Yeah, kids always doing that and trying to find their way. Johnny about lost his shit when Miguel said Peter Cetera's a badass, dude. That was almost as big.
I almost lost my shit too. I'm like, badass. And then when Johnny's like, he's the opposite of badass. I'm like, exactly.
Oh, so
I'm not saying he's terrible, but badass is not the word.
No, not at all. Just soft rock love ballads. That was amazing. And of course, Cobra Kai is loving the movie and loving hazing little Kenny even more. And Robbie settles him down and says it's all love. So he starts feeling better about things. That is until he bumps into Hawk and drops everything he was carrying, the poor little guy. But at least the Quiver was quick to show up and have his back.
Dude, I forgot to say something about earlier when Hawk was kind of like nice to the kid at first. Like,
yeah.
He was like, hey, you should get out of there. Like,
he saved him from getting his ass whooped is what he did.
Right. And he's like, hey, get out of Cobra Kai. They freaking suck and they're going to get what's coming to them. Like, he warned the kid. And then I was like, oh, so maybe he's like turning a corner or something. Then he just goes and bumps into the kid. I'm like, oh my. Why are you going back down? He's
still Hawk. He is still the Hawkster for sure. And then Miguel speaks up and sets a rumble at the baseball diamond in 30 minutes. And little did we all know this was just another Daniel lesson at play. So they set up a fight, then don't show up, then just sit up top and watch the sprinklers turn on their foes. Like, you know, those kids were hyped. They didn't even get out of the water, dude. They just sat there stewing, getting soaked. Like, they are definitely going to remember this.
Right. And Johnny's 100% right when he says that. So you picked a fight, then you didn't show up and sprayed him with water hose like that. I'm with Johnny 100%. You started the fight.
Well,
they did.
Hawk kind of started it.
That's 13. You guys started a fight. And then you, instead of like the Daniel way, the actual Miyagi-Do way would have been sending him out there and then never showing up to the fight with no sprinklers. Like the sprinklers is what overdid it. You could have avoided the fight without ever showing up.
And went up there just to see him get it, like to laugh at him and be like, you're the Rainmaker now. Like, that was messed up.
Right.
So, and even Kreese, like when he heard about it, like Kreese is like, he said they have to strike back, but isn't that against his whole credo? I thought he was supposed to strike first.
Well, they had that deal that they're not going to do anything until the
All Valley tournament. So yeah, actually Cobra Kai is the good guy. All of a sudden they're flipping like Cobra Kai is the good kids, and Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang are turning into a bunch of bullies.
Right.
That's crazy.
And that's how it's pretty good how they do that. Like in the show, at least, like it's all about perspective, like different strokes for different folks. It's like, hey, depending on your view of things, like where you are in this situation, depends on who's the bad guy. To Kenny, like Miyagi and Eagle Fang, they're the bad guys. And because one, he has a problem with Hawk, obviously, and then two, he has a problem with Lil Russo's son. So they're the bad guys from his perspective. Whereas to the viewer, you're like, oh, they should be the good guys.
Oh, but even the viewer's perspective by now is like those are the bad guys. Like, dude,
Right.
Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do does not look good in this situation, which is
Right.
crazy. Exactly. He could have avoided the fight by not offering to fight. They had it right. We can't do it until the All Valley, but it's like they pushed it way quicker than they really needed to.
Right.
Daniel's ruined by Johnny Zigzag. It's like,
right.
Who's doing the holiday with the host doing the Halloween school dance? Yeah, exactly. What a waste of it. Yeah, what a waste of a Johnny. But yeah, it's just in. I don't know. It's crazy. They are spinning it around, and yes, who's the bellies? Who's the good guys? Who's the bad? Yeah, I love the way this show just keeps going in a circle, kind of like Daniel's lesson last week. And Terry seems to have a different idea. He says that Cobra Kai was never about revenge. It looks like he may actually have the better way of taking care of things. So
right.
It looks like he is going to be good for the quiver because Kreese is just ready to go old school and just keep spinning the wheels in the same way.
Oh, and I think that like that is going to cause a division too, just like Daniel and Johnny. Like they're going to have that same type of thing. So I think they're going to build on that because I think they want to kind of get rid of Kreese, not to like to get rid of him, but it's like, hey, he's limping around like and shit. Now you have this other guy, like as far as the actors in real life, like you have this other guy that clearly is fit and can do all this stuff, and it's not just like having to constantly use camera tricks to work around that.
Right.
So I think, and maybe the actor's like, hey, I'm probably not going to be able to do this like much longer. So maybe they're trying to do that. I don't know.
Because, yeah, like we said, Terry is spry for an old guy. He gets it in.
Dude, that's what I thought. When he was doing like his kicks and stuff, I'm like, dang, he's doing like his double kicks. I can't do that right now. I'd pull out my hip out of my socket or something.
Pull a hammy, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely pull a hammy trying that. Yeah, that was a waste of a good J, Peter. Like Daniel putting that hose on him. He's just trying to spark one, have a good time.
Yeah, dude, I would dry that out. We get a hair dryer.
No, we can't. It's never the same. It was awful. Just Daniel once again being the villain.
Dude, they get watered all the time.
Oh, but like you're saying, when Johnny hears what the kids did, like he was none too pleased. He's like, wait, you picked a fight, didn't show up, then you doused him with a hose? Like, how great was that when Dimitri like spoke up and Johnny just gave him that look and you hear the drums bang real quick, dude? That was so good. Oh,
yeah. And it is a response to Miyagi or like Daniel, but he's also right. Like, just because he's overreacting doesn't mean he's wrong about the situation.
Not at all. Not at all. No, that was fantastic. And then Daniel, right in front of Johnny, says he's proud of Miguel. He's taken the Miyagi-Do teachings to heart. Like, that was it. Johnny snapped and said, we need to talk. But then we see Terry and Kreese show up to Miyagi-Do, and they're like, we have a few things to discuss. What do you think they're going to say?
I don't know. Do you want to fight? Yeah, I don't know. But I forgot to talk about Sam and why I like her. Because by the end of the episode, she was mad in the back of the car that they did that they didn't go actually fight. And you can tell in that final scene, she's like, this is bullshit. I agree with Johnny. I'm like, yeah, she understands. Like, hey, sometimes you have to do the right thing. Like, you have to attack. If you're going to start a fight, you fight. Like, obviously, how she's been acting like the whole time, where I haven't liked her, is due to Miyagi's teaching. Because when she's like, hey, why did we do this? I thought we were going to fight. I'm with her on that. Like, if you're going to fight, fight. And I think she's obviously they put Miguel over to Miyagi's. I think she's gonna start training more with Eagle Fang.
Yeah,
Like,
the way Miguel's doing more Miyagi-Do, and she's going to start doing more Eagle Fang because she's starting to see the light. Like Johnny's actually way is better.
which I called, I think, way back in season 1. I'm pretty sure that like that would be the ultimate result. She would be better off having done like Eagle Fang. Maybe it was season 2.
I think, yeah, there's a good mixture. You need both of them in your life because, like we say, Daniel's way does not always work. We saw that at the hockey rink. It's like sometimes you just got to fight and strike first. Oh, is Terry Silver a black belt in real life? I didn't know that. I mean, it looks like it for him being that old and that spry and still being able to spin kick like that. He must. Oh, I'm not sure if he's a real sensei, though. He's all sensei. You can just tell. He's the man. Yeah, yin and yang, Daniel and Johnny, but is Terry increasing in yang as well? It kind of starting to seem like it.
Maybe. Yep, you can't have all one way.
It's got it. Yeah, you got to be able to. And even Robbie tried showing that to Kenny while he was in there, trying to teach him a little Miyagi-Do while it was a Cobra Kai lesson. And then Terry went in there and said, "Dude, you're not where you need to be either." So, oh, the webs are spinning. It's all coming, and I am loving every bit of it, dude. This was just another excellent episode, and I can't wait to see where it goes next time. Like, what's going to happen with Terry and Kreese there at Miyagi-Do? Like, that's going to be nuts.
Dude,
like,
I don't know, but they're definitely in the next. How many episodes are left? 6?
This is 4, so yeah, 6.
In a couple episodes, there will Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do will not be together anymore. By 2 episodes, I would guess.
Maybe by next episode, but yeah.
I was thinking next episode, but I wanted to play it safe and say 2 episodes.
We know this series does move it right along, so I mean, it really could go that fast. And I mean, we haven't even like talked about the tournament. Like, some stuff's going to go down. That's probably what Kreese and Terry like. Hey, we were supposed to not be doing anything, and it looks like you guys aren't holding up to your end of the bargain. So we're going to have to up the ante here a little bit. So yeah, it's about to be a thing. And Daniel's going to go right into PTSD. Like, he's going to be just shitting his pants now that he sees Terry. Like, he's already stuttering. So like, what's that going to be?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to watch the next one. But that was pretty much the episode. Basically, just got a couple quick trivia questions for anybody who wants to hang out and see what they remember about the show. Everybody else, want to thank you for coming through, and we will definitely be back next Wednesday. Oh, man, see if you can beat the host. What did Kenny have on his shirt in the opening?
Strawberry Pop-Tart.
Absolutely. Strawberry. Well done. Starting it off on the right foot. If you know these answers, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comment section down below. What movie was playing at the drive-in?
Bloodsport.
Nicely done. What did Tori call Hawk when she heard he was picking on Kenny?
Oh, I don't remember that.
What name did Tori call Hawk when she heard he was picking on Kenny? You know that answer? Right in the comment section down below. Kreese teaches that there's only one way. What way is that?
The way of the fist.
Yeah. Somehow I knew you would get that. I knew you would answer that. I'm right. That's amazing. The way of the fist is absolutely correct. Sam and Amanda were at a party of an employee. How long had Sheila worked for them?
10 years.
Ooh, look at you just knocking it out of the park. Like 90%. Love it. Here's one that I know you won't get. What was Sheila's daughter's name?
Yeah. Just put a name.
All of them.
I know. You got to put the name ones in there.
Oh, what's he answering lip for? What did I ask that would have lip for?
What the nickname for Hawk?
Oh, lip. Nope, that was not correct. I like that. That's funny. I forgot about that. Oh, what a good job he did reinventing himself. I totally forgot about that. Oh, man. So last question. What's Johnny's stepdad's name?
Put 2 of them in there just to make sure.
Can't get them all. Dude, you got some good ones, though. You were crushing it. That was great. Oh, what is Johnny's stepdad's name? If you know that answer, write it in the chat box or write it in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for us. That is Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 4, and I'm all in. Can't wait to watch Episode 5. Like, yeah, it's going to be on. We'll definitely be back here next Wednesday talking about it. So I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Until next Wednesday, everybody. Be easy.